up everyone, in today's video we're going to be going over my top 5 players to avoid this year in fantasy football. Now this isn't saying that these 5 guys are busts or bad players, it's just saying that their ADP is too high for me or the risk factor is too high for me to want to draft them where they're being drafted at. So let's go ahead and get into the huddle. Odell Beckham Jr, the Cleveland Browns. Odell will only be 11 months removed from tearing his ACL when week 1 starts, which is a very serious injury. His ADP is in the 6th round, which means he's being drafted around the top 25 wide receivers. But even on his best healthy year with the Cleveland Browns in 2019, he ended up outside of the top 25 wide receivers, and that's with him not missing a single game. Unless he gets traded to a team who has a different offensive system, I can't see him thriving on the Browns team that is a run-first team. Saquon Barkley on the Giants. Look, I think he's a great player. In fact, I think he's a phenomenal player, and he could have a great season. But the Giants already stated they're going to ease him back into the role on the offense, which shows he might not be 100% yet, or in a few weeks. The Giants offense also doesn't look like it's improved that much over the offseason, and all the other first-round draft picks have a much lower risk factor, and for that reason, I'm avoiding Barkley. DAndre Swift, the Detroit Lions. Look, his ADP is just too high for me with him going in the 3rd round. Unless I went tight end wide receiver or wide receiver in the first 2 rounds, I'm not going to draft Swift. The way this year's draft is looking, if you don't get a running back in the first 2 rounds, you will be hurting because Swift will not be able to be your #1 running back this year. His QB play has been downgraded this year. He lost their best wide receiver with Kenny Golladay in the offseason, allowing for them to stack 8 men in the box. His PPR value isn't bad with him having 46 catches last year, with him missing at least 3 games, but the Lions are going to be a bad team this year, competing for a top 5 draft pick next year, and I don't see that going well for Swift if he can stay healthy. Myles Gaskin, the Miami Dolphins. He already has to fight off 2 good running backs in the backfield with Brown and Ahmed, so it looks like it's going to be a running back by committee. Last year, he had a hard time staying on the field with him missing 4 games due to injury. He was good in fantasy for the amount of volume he got, but with him going in the 5th round, I have so many other wide receivers I would want to get there. I mean, there's guys being drafted after him like Deontay Johnson and Kareem Hunt that I would much rather have, and I think they're a better choice. Travis Etienne, Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, he's being drafted in the 5th round, which I would much rather have a lot of other wide receivers that are going in that area. He has to beat out James Robinson, and I don't think he's going anywhere this year. And the fantasy community actually doesn't agree with me here. James Robinson is actually going behind Etienne in like the 7th round. We only have the first preseason game down, but James Robinson, it was with the first team offense the whole time. Even if Etienne beats out James for the starting role, he's going to be splitting the backfield, which is going to hurt both their fantasy football value. What players are you guys avoiding in this year's draft? Let me know in the comments down below. If you guys like this video, please hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next huddle. Ready, break!